Ronaldo Segu was arguably the most lit and the most exciting high school basketball player roughly 4 to 5 years ago. But ever since then, we haven't heard much about this guy. So what happened to him? Segu was a big part of the whole basketball revelation that was starting on YouTube. Him and Corey Sanders was really the start of having a basketball documentary and filming your workouts. And ironically, both of them were on the same team. They was with the Home Team Hoops series. By same team, I mean the same YouTube. You get the point. I guess it's just a Home Team's Hoops thing, but Corey Sanders and Ronaldo Segu are very similar. Both undersized point guards, both very exciting to watch and somewhat cocky. Do not get me wrong, being cocky isn't all bad, but it does have its downside. Also similar to Sanders, he had many videos on YouTube with over 1 million views. With all that good stuff being said, we haven't heard from this guy in a minute, so where is he now and what happened? And you already know, to get into his story, we gotta throw it all the way back to where things started. We're starting and throwing it back to the year 2014 through 15, and this was his freshman season. This is when he really started to come onto the scene. As just a freshman, he averaged 11 points per game, 2.7 assists, and 2.3 rebounds. On the varsity level, as a freshman, those are really good numbers. Flash forward in time to his sophomore year, and this is when he really took off in basketball and on YouTube. In 26 games played, he averaged over 14 points per game, 2.8 assists, and 3.1 rebounds. At this point in time, things couldn't have got any better for this guy. He was starting to pop off on YouTube, he was getting a lot of recognition, and his game was slowly developing. For his junior and senior season, it was relatively the same thing. He averaged right at 25 to 20 points per game. He had a lot of interest from many schools, and some of them were big time programs, but he's a pretty smart guy. He knew he wasn't going to play right away if he went to a major D1 school. And by major D1 school, I'm talking about a Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, or any of them programs. When it was all said and done for his high school career, he had some notable offers, but not as many as you would think. There's a good reason for it. He was only listed at 5'11" and 160 pounds. Even though that's not too bad, it's not your ideal build for the college level. Even though he was thrown in the category as being undersized, he still had an 80 overall grade and was a 4-star recruit. To make a long story short, he kept it short and simple in his recruitment process, and he wound up signing with Buffalo. When I say a lot, I mean he had a lot of hype going into college. It's for obvious reasons. He was a YouTube sensation and he was a 4-star recruit. But however, with that being said, this is where our story takes a drastic turn. In his freshman season, which was the year 2018 through 19, he completely fell off. I'm not saying his game fell off, but overall the hype fell off. He only played 8 minutes per game, and when you see and hear that, the first thing you think is, oh, he must not be doing good in practice, but that was not the case. His freshman year when he got there, Buffalo was really good and they had a ton of older players. Even though he only played roughly 8 to 9 minutes per game, he was somewhat efficient. He shot 40% from the field, over 35% from the 3-point line, which is really great, and I can't stress that enough because he was not known as a 3-point shooter in high school. Free throw percentage was right at 72% and he averaged 2.1 points per game. Those numbers aren't that bad. He wasn't playing a lot and his stats were okay. The reason everyone forgot about this guy was because he didn't play, and when you don't play, people move on to the next superstar. Like I said, he's not dumb. Anytime an athlete falls off, he's going to get hate, and they're going to see it. And I think he saw it because in his next year, he continued to get better. For the 2019 through 20 season, he improved everything. In 32 games played, he averaged over 22 minutes per game, so that's a great start. And like I already said, the reason he wasn't playing his freshman year, it wasn't really his fault, it's that other players were ahead of him. In those 22 minutes per game, he shot 39% from the field and even improved his 3-point percentage to 36.2%. I really can't stress how good that is, especially at the college level. Bumped up his free throw percentage to almost 90%, averaged 2.3 rebounds and 2.0 assists. And maybe the most unnoticed stat that kinda stands out to me is that he only averaged 1.3 turnovers per game. I know, you're sitting there like, yo Matt, why are you telling me this? Well, in high school, he was labeled as a dangerous player and a risky player. He tried to make a lot of fancy plays, so in return, a lot of turnovers come out of that. In college though, he's been under control, and for that season, he averaged 8.1 points per game. With having a somewhat decent season, I wouldn't say he was super proud of it, but it was good. People were still criticizing him and sleeping on him. But this season, he's really starting to pop off, and he's going to get that hype back. So far for the current season of 2020 through 21, he's averaging right at 14.7 points per game. So you see the trend of it. He averaged 2 his freshman year, 8 his sophomore year, and almost 15 now. He's also pitching in 3.5 rebounds per game and 3.4 assists. And if you thought it couldn't get any better, it does. He's shooting 47% from the field and 50% from deep. Shooting 50% from the 3-point line is crazy good. There's not enough good things you can say about his junior season so far. It's just amazing. I understand it's not over, but he's already played in 11 games, and the way his game continues to progress, I only think he's going to get better. Where you see these 4- and 5-star recruits fall off in college is when they average 4 points per game their freshman year, then 8 or 9 their sophomore year, and then their junior year it's stagnant. They average right at 8 or 9 again. For Segu though, he has a bright side because he's improving and he's almost doubling his stats and points per game every year. And to be honest, I'm kind of shocked nobody's giving this guy any credit or talking about him. I don't think he's playing good enough to be mentioned on draft boards, but if he comes back for his senior season and averages 22 points per game, he could get drafted even though he is undersized. Especially if he's shooting around 50% from the 3-point line, because that's what the NBA is all about, shooting the 3 ball. I'm not going to lie, when I was doing my research and stuff for this video, I was getting excited just thinking of the memories growing up watching him play. The entire home team hoop series in general was just awesome at that time in YouTube. It's great to see him still going out there and getting better each and every day, even though he's lost that hype somewhat. I think we can all agree that hype he had 4 to 5 years ago, some of it's gone, but his hooping ability, I don't think it's gone, and I think he's even gotten better. All I'm gonna say is about Ronaldo Segu is to not sleep on him because he gets better and better and he doesn't need any more fuel added to his fire. I'm wishing Segu and his family the best of luck, and I hope he continues to see a ton of success in his basketball career and whatever he chooses to do in life. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Segu. Could he make it to the NBA? Is he having a great season? Let me know, man. But with all that being said, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all.